First and foremost for this episode, I myself am not a professional, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a professional, I'm not licensed in any form or another. This is just me saying what I believe and what I feel. Hello everybody, my name is 8-Bit Wolfga, and welcome back to the long-awaited Unlocked Door podcast. I have no idea what episode we're on at this point in the podcast. It's just been forever. But I wanted to focus on a certain point on today's episode. And that point is routine. For a lot of people, routine may not work, but I want to focus on the actual benefits of actually having a routine in your life. And I'm going to give you some examples of routines that can help you and that are beneficial. I made bullet points for myself to keep myself kind of on track doing this because I know I veer off a lot. But I do believe that routine is beneficial both for your mental health and your physical health. And the first thing I kind of want to start off with is a lot of people will see routine as a kind of cage in a way, like you're stuck in this little spot. But routine isn't really a cage, it's more of a foundation so that your brain knows what to do and your body knows what to do. It's why it's good for you. It creates a form of stability in your life so that instead of it just being all hectic and just completely chaotic in your life, it makes it a lot better by just creating that sense of stability that a lot of people need in order to direct themselves onto a certain path that they want to go onto. Like, in other words, routine, it creates a space that's good for creativity and problem solving. It helps your brain out a lot. Now, that's not to say that when you build a routine that everything's just robotic. It's not robotic. It just, like I said before, it creates stability and it decreases the amount of fatigue you have. It may feel kind of tiring at the very beginning, but that's just your brain getting used to the routine because your brain and your body are going to be like, what is this? This is completely different from what we've done before. But as it goes on, they'll be like, okay, so this is our new normal. This is actually nice. This feels better. And routine doesn't just have to be something as simple as go to bed at this time, brush your teeth at this time. There are other things you can work into your routine, like going to the gym, going for walks at a specific time of day, or it doesn't even have to be specific times. It could be, okay, what time do I want to go for a walk today? It's the fact that you're doing the activity that you set out to do every day to every 5 out of 7 days. Usually routine is best built when you do something 5 out of 7 days. I do also want to focus on how routine can actually shape your paths over time, and it can actually have a really powerful impact on the path you want to set down into life later on down the road. Generally, what you want to do with a routine, if you want to get to a certain point in your life, is you want to connect whatever routine you're thinking of doing, make it have some correspondence with the direction that you want to go to and the identity you want in your life. For instance, the type of career. If you know what kind of career, what hours you're going to be working with that career in the future, like the one that you're going for, maybe you're in college getting ready for it, it's good to start the routine early so that when you get into that profession, it's something easier to get used to because you're already halfway used to it. And obviously you want to start off with these small, minute steps. Okay, let's make sure to brush our teeth every night. Let's make sure to do a skincare routine. You want to focus on small things first and then move to the big things, because if you move to the big things right away, it's going to become very overwhelming. Like, maybe start off, if you want to do like a night walk or a walk in the day, start off with something small, like go out for 10 minutes, and then maybe a couple weeks down the road, go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, bump it up until you feel you're at where you want to be for a night walk or a morning walk or walk for the day. And you have to remember, you're not going to become successful with the routine overnight. It takes time. It could take a couple months, it could take a couple weeks. It's not overnight. So if you feel overwhelmed at the beginning, take a step back and reevaluate. Say, okay, so this is a little bit too much for me, so let's dial it back a little bit and switch it to 2 out of 3 days instead of every day, or 5 out of 7 days. You need to make sure that it just becomes something that's consistent. The more you make it consistent, it's better for your brain. Your brain runs on consistency. So the more that it gets of something, the more it's going to demand that thing. And that goes the opposite way as well. When you stop doing something, your brain is going to want to do it. So you just have to stay strong, stick to the new routine that you're building. A couple of good examples are like 10 minutes of reading a day, or getting some physical exercise every couple days. Going to bed at a specific time. Some people can't do that. I get that, because of jobs and the things you have to get done within a day. But make sure, like, even if you can't go to bed at a specific time, make sure you set it so I'm not going past a certain hour. So for me, I try not to go to bed past 12 or 2 sometimes. But I have a limit where I try to go to bed around between 11 and 12. Doesn't always work. Sometimes it's 1 or 2. But you want to set like that little like time frame where, okay, I want to be in bed by this time. That is being the latest that you'll go to bed by. And another thing is, routine isn't all about motivation. Yes, motivation is a good part of it, but when you really break down routine, it's more about trusting yourself and just knowing, like, every single time you keep to your routine, you're saying, I do what I say I do. Like, my yes means yes and my no means no. I say what I'm going to do and I do what I say. And that's actually good, because that actually builds a piece of your character over time. Because then you're like, okay, my words actually mean actions. And that actually can go a long way. Hell, you can even use that for job interviews. In a way, you can, because you stick to your word. You keep your word. The biggest person you need to keep your word to is yourself. So I did do a little bit of research on this next part. I did research a bunch of stuff on like the mental health benefits of actual routine. And again, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional by any means. I did write down some points, like routine for the brain, it creates like predictability. And because your brain finds that predictability in that routine, it actually reduces your anxiety by a lot. Something as simple as brushing your teeth at a specific time and not eating after. Or something as like, okay, every Wednesday we're cleaning the house. Or every second Wednesday, something like that. That predictability drastically reduces anxiety for the body and the mind. It also provides like a kind of structure during like overwhelming or uncertain times. That routine, or whatever routine you actually come up with, can actually help. Like, let's say the loss of a loved one, you may have lost your job. Sticking to that routine, as hard as that may be during that time, it relieves you a bit. Now, this is one thing that like I found and I was trying to like research a little bit more on, but morning and evening routines can act as emotional bookends to the day. So when I had to actually research that, it kind of means like you start the day, like think of every day as its own book that you're writing. You start the day and you end the day at the same way. So that way it actually makes it so your emotions kind of regulate themselves in a way. And for any of those who like work super hard to the point where they get burnt out, that's another thing that helps you. Like during burnout or depressive states, or even during a major life transition, keeping a routine or building a new routine to compensate for the moments in life that you're going through. It's because of those like familiar actions, something that feels like it's in your control. It's something that will always just keep you grounded and just level the playing field for you so that you don't feel like you're getting super overwhelmed. That little bit of normalcy or stability goes a long way. Now, as for like the physical aspects of a routine, like how it can physically actually help your health, it's a lot of people don't know that like an actual sleep routine actually helps with your, I always butcher this word, circadian rhythm. And for all those who are wondering what a circadian rhythm actually is, it's your body's internal natural 24-hour clock. It makes it so your body knows when to get tired and knows when to actually have full energy throughout the day. So that's again why it's good to have like that time period where you're like, I go to bed here. I go to bed no later than here. Another thing to definitely build into your routine that I would suggest is make sure you actually eat 3 meals a day, because your brain needs the food and you also need hydration throughout the day. That's something I still got to work on, is the hydration part, because I'll have like a week or two or a month where I'm hydrating properly, and then all of a sudden I just don't know why, I just forget my bottle. I don't bring it with me, or I forget to drink throughout the day, and it's not good, because one, that creates pressure up here and it's just not good for you. Definitely like adding like walking into your routine or just movement in a certain way. It helps with your posture. You should definitely add like a little bit of stretching in as well. That's always good, because then instead of you becoming stiff, you can keep your body working the way it should. Of everything I've said, you don't need an extreme routine. You do not need one. Just something sustainable for who you are as a person. It doesn't have to have like a long list. It could just be something as simple as 5 to 8 things a day that you do. Some people, having more is better for them, but you don't need to always have a long list of things to build into the routine. You can build them up over time that they end up not even appearing on the list. It's just something you do naturally. And of course, like the physical routines that you put into your daily routine, they actually support mental clarity and emotional regulation, like I mentioned earlier. Now, I'm actually going to focus on a little bit of the negative part of a routine, because there are certain routines or buildings of routines that actually are harmful. So the one thing you definitely want to focus on is balance. Balance in a routine matters so much, because a lot of people, like when they make a routine and they don't stick to it, there's guilt. They feel extreme guilt when routines are broken. So you need to remember the importance of flexibility during a routine and compassion to yourself. Those are very important. And remember, there's a such thing as, when you build a routine, there is toxic productivity. So that's like only focusing on this, like I gotta get this done, gotta get this done, gotta get this done, gotta get this done. It's that could be very harmful for the brain and not good for your mental states. It'll increase anxiety. So you want to have that balance. Just remember, like, when you miss a day of a routine, don't panic, don't degrade yourself, don't talk down to yourself or anything like that. It's not a break in your progress. It doesn't erase any of the progress you did before you missed that day. You are still going. Everything is fine. And like, a routine should just, like, it should support your life. You should not punish yourself with a routine. That means if you miss a day, miss 2 days, you're not to punish yourself. You just go, okay, I missed today, let's continue it tomorrow. You need to also leave like room for adaptability, which is going to probably create a couple days where you missed the routine of whatever specific one that you're actually moving towards. And some people, they create certain routines for different seasons in their life. Now that could be the actual like 4 seasons, or you could have specific like seasons of your personal life. Now, if you were going to take anything from this video today, it would be, what I would want you to take is start with 1 routine, not 5 or 10. Start with 1 and build your way up. You want to also try to attach routines to existing habits that are healthy, or that you feel are healthy to your way or your quality of life. Choose routines that definitely feel good for you, and they're not just to like impress people. You want something that helps you. Not that to go to somebody like, oh yeah, I do this. Don't do that. And again, to put it in layman's terms, focus on consistency with a routine, not perfection. Because let's face it, nobody in this world is perfect. So why should you hold yourself up to such a high standard? Just be consistent. What matters more to most people in life is that you're there, over being the super smart, perfect person. They would prefer you just be consistent, be there. So that kind of goes hand in hand with routine. Just be consistent. I did find a quote, I don't know who said it, honestly, but the quote is, routine doesn't change your life in 1 day, but it changes how you show up every day. So in other words, it just builds your character. And again, I'm not a professional. This is just, I feel like some people need to know that if you build a routine that's centered toward where you want to aim in life, you're going to be a lot happier. But anyway, that was this episode of the Unlocked Door podcast. I love you all. And again, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me here. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next episode.